I'm probably going to end up letting her out in a minute. Yeah, I don't want to listen to that, but yeah.
Hello, 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 everybody. Happy spring, spring has sprung. Actually, I did see some daffodils coming up. In the front yard.
We have a sassy... Oh, here she comes. We got a sassy dog on our hands this evening.
A little sassafras.
I gave her... She's been sassy all day, actually. I was giving her a haircut earlier, and it came to a point where she was like, no, I'm full on protesting this, and she was just running away from me.
I'm done.
She just kept running from me. So
Meg grooms her.
She looks pretty good, but you can tell the spots where she didn't let me.
It's not the summer cut yet, though.
So, what's up, guys?
Happy spring. That's right. Today's the first full day of spring.
How are you guys? What's going on? What are we doing? What's the vibes? We thought we would switch up location tonight.
Yeah, so we relocated, and here we are. This is our living room. We're on the big comfy couch, but these pillows aren't as comfy as...
Do you want to go over what you made?
Oh, yeah. So I made some super fun cookies. These are Oreos that look like little ladybugs. And these are little bees. And they are actually the Nutter Butter peanut butter cookies.
She's referring to these bees.
Oh, those bees. And those Oreos. And then I made some little celery. These are little caterpillars. And then I made some little snails with celery and cucumbers and mushrooms. And then I made little ladybugs with the tomatoes, lettuce, and cream cheese. And then over here, we did ants on a log, because how spring is that? We all know that the ants come out in the spring. And then I made also some little caterpillars. Look at those cute little eyes. Can you see them, the little caterpillars on the logs too? So cute. Just so cute. So there we go. Very festive. Woo!
You're being like awkwardly silent tonight.
I am? Oh.
Yeah, usually like if I'm not talking, you'll fill the silence somehow, but for some reason you're just being so quiet.
I'm going to start with a fruit stick. What's the matter? I used the Teddy peanut butter, so it's a little oily.
I think I just don't like celery.
You don't?
No. It tastes like dirt.
They say there's 0 calories in celery. It takes more calories to eat it than are in it. So that's what I've heard.
Well, there you go with the fun facts.
Yeah.
This caterpillar's got a little...
Yeah.
I was referring to the hair. It's okay. Sorry.
I think it was actually a thread from this.
Oh, okay.
But now I've got a raspberry seed stuck in my tooth.
So Mom came and brought this all out on the table and didn't tell me. And I was like, that's funny. I haven't seen Tatum in a while. And so I came out here to bring the laptop and get set up. And Tatum was sitting here guarding.
She was guarding
the food.
Yeah.
I was like, Mom, you're lucky that we have an exceptionally good dog, because any other dog would have been like Tatum was right here. Like she very easily could have reached. But
she is good about that, not grabbing stuff off the table.
So you're not going to dig in?
I am. Actually, I think I'm going to start with a snail. How cute is that? Right, so I used a mushroom and a cucumber. How cute, right? I thought it was cute. And cream cheese. But I know you don't want the celery. How about these are cream cheese with the tomatoes?
So I was thinking I might just go grab the sleeve of crackers and some cream cheese.
Okay.
And you know,
And some peanut butter or something?
is that a request?
No,
or...
no, you can do the cream cheese. Whatever you want.
Yeah, I didn't plan on doing the peanut butter. Did you want peanut butter?
No, I love cream cheese. I'm good. I'm gonna.
Are you gonna be eating the crackers as well? Is that what you're saying?
I might.
Okay.
Could happen.
Things are weird tonight. You're being weird. Oh, that's why Tatum's whining. She's not even whining at us. Her ball's trapped over here.
She's trying to get her ball.
So, you know, talk it up.
There's another ball under the counter. I was playing fetch with her earlier, and she was actually retrieving them. She wasn't making me go after all the balls. So we worked on the farm all day, like we usually do. So yeah, I have 2 topics.
There was a sleeve with like maybe 5 or 10 crackers. That's why I asked. 'Cause I'm like, am I grabbing a whole new sleeve? Are you eating these crackers too?
I don't have any utensils, so.
Drew said no moth ones.
I was actually going to make some out of
No butterflies.
I was.
No.
I'm going to do that on National Butterfly Day.
That's what they all say.
I was going to do these. I was going to do lunar moths out of cucumbers.
Mm.
I thought that would be cool. The color, you know, the green.
Mm. Okay.
Yeah. So I'll try one of your crackers. I love crackers and cream cheese.
What's up, everybody? Well, since Mom isn't getting into her topics,
Oh, I got them written down.
I'm getting into it, girl.
Oh, okay. All right.
Tell
So,
us something. What's up?
so
How's your week been? It's been a week since the people saw you.
my week's been good. My week's been good. No complaints. Thank you for asking. So, I think everybody knows who Prince Harry is.
I'm not. I haven't talked to him in a long time.
No, it's been a while.
No, yeah.
So you didn't read his new memoir book that came out in January either?
Is he the Queen's first son?
Second son. It's the one that married Merkel.
Oh. Yeah. I haven't talked to
That's
him in quite a while.
That's living in California.
Okay.
Yeah. So apparently his visa is up.
Yeah, I'm starting to think there are a lot of drama.
They are. I think so too. So anyway, his visa is up. And apparently he's not trying to get US citizenship. He's not trying to get residence. He's not trying to get a green card. He's trying to renew his visa. And we all know Merkel never changed her status. She's still an American citizen. She never changed to being like an English citizen or anything like that.
Okay.
Even though she married, you know, the prince. So he's applied for his renewal of his visa to stay in the United States.
Okay. He doesn't want to go home to Big Ben.
Well, he could like go back to visit. I mean, he can go back anytime he wants because he's
What's
still.
in the middle here?
So those are Reese's Puffs cereal.
Are they?
Mhm.
I didn't think they were shaped like that.
I didn't realize it till I opened the box and then I looked closer at the picture, and that is how they're shaped. I thought they were round, but they're not.
Okay, carry on.
So anyway, so apparently he applied for his visa, and they're trying to say that on his original visa that he's trying to renew,
Okay.
he gave misinformation, is the way they're saying it. And because now it's actually in evidence that he has used drugs and everything because it's in his memoir book. He says that he used the cane, he used the shrooms, he's used all of these things. And he went on to say how he felt them very therapeutic and helpful, apparently, to his life at the time and all this stuff, right? In his memoirs. So off he goes.
Wow, what an idiot.
puts it in writing in his memoir.
What an idiot.
So he goes to apply to renew his visa, apparently over the past week or two. And so it's in process because those things take time, right? So they're saying that he's getting special favoritism because supposedly you can't get a visa if you have any drug use history.
You know, honestly, he does look like he has a touch of the tism.
Yes. That took place in the United States. It's not like he did the drugs in England or in another country. He actually did them when he was on the wild prowl here in the States.
Wow.
And
American drugs. I mean, he came and he fed the American economy.
Yeah. So, now he's trying to backpedal. And so what they're saying is, oh, well, you know, he wasn't arrested or
he didn't
charged
kill
with
anybody.
He wasn't arrested or charged with any criminal, you know, drug things. But they're saying, so there's this big debate that's going on whether he should be able to renew it or not. Because if he can't renew it, he's got to go back to England or to another country.
And he already burnt those bridges.
Yeah.
The London Bridge has gone down.
Yes, that's been a rhyme for a while. So so what's going on is they're saying.
Has it been a rhyme for a while?
London Bridge is falling down?
Has it been?
I think it's been like a nursery rhyme for like 100 years.
Wow, I thought I came up with that one. Okay, go on.
So they're saying that he's getting this favoritism showed to him because he's, you know, royalty and all of this. But then it was interesting because another thing came out today and said, well,
he's got the tism.
Right. Well, we'll never know if he actually was being arrested or had been arrested because at that time he was here under diplomatic immunity. So even if he had been arrested then, it would not have gone on any record. They would have had, they couldn't even arrest him.
Someone with the tism couldn't get a diploma.
That's true. So do you guys think that he should still be able to?
These are bad jokes. That
he should still be able to get his visa? Because like if I was trying to get a visa and I had been whooping it up over in some other country, I said, but they said, if he does get awarded his visa, that if he does anything now after this fact, that he can still be arrested and deported. And, you know, even if he gets like a DUI or anything like that. But, I mean, do you think that's favoritism or what?
Because it's definitely some sort of tism.
Yeah. Because like if I was trying to apply and I had that record, do you think they'd be overlooking that?
Gingertism.
You know?
Wow.
So.
I mean, not to be devil's advocate, but I mean, if he didn't actually hurt anybody or do anything wrong, well, but he's an idiot.
Yeah.
I think he's a clout chaser.
To put it in writing in his memoirs.
Sandy said, send him home. See you, Ginger.
Right?
Yeah, I mean, you know, maybe if he wants to, I don't know. Wow.
I mean, he's not contributing back to society in America as far as he doesn't have a work permit or anything. So he's technically not supposed to be making any money. So I think all these shows and everything he's doing, because they're being filmed on American soil, they should be taxed, but I think he's filtering it all through his wife. You know, like that series he just did on Netflix or whatever it was and stuff.
Yeah, I think they're clout chasing at this point.
Yeah.
Go home, give a rest. Hey!
I don't know that they want him back in England.
Papa Gay with the sunglasses!
Those were cute. Those are pink.
I saw it at the last second the first time. Thank you, Papa K. That's so funny. Yeah, that's definitely interesting.
I mean, I was just wondering if other people felt that it's favoritism and who knows what he did, because that whole time he was here partying and everything. And he admitted that it wasn't just when he was like here on like spring break as a teenager or something. He did it as an adult as well.
Look, you know, as a rule of thumb, I think it's probably only fair that he then goes and gives drugs to every American citizen. Otherwise, he's got to find everyone's drug of choice.
But I mean, he's not. No, but I mean, he's not like a taxpayer. He's not.
For some people, it's caffeine.
I love my caffeine.
He's got to come door to door. He admitted he likes his different type of speed.
Likes them all.
But I think he should probably go door to door with a Starbucks gift card, or even a caffeinated tea would probably be appropriate. I think.
Yeah. I mean, who knows?
Let bygones be bisexual or whatever they say.
So that's
sorry. I've been watching a lot of Theo Vaughn.
So that's my royal story for the day.
I feel like I've got his kind of sense
just
of humor
thinking there's a little favoritism going on there, Just saying.
The royals all could benefit from taking a hit.
I don't know that they want him back there.
No.
I mean, he's been
They're
denounced from the crown or the inheritance or what, or the castle or whatever.
He done risked it. He done risked his biscuit for Miss Farkle.
And both of his grandparents are now gone, and those were the two that were really his advocates.
He's a silly Willy, if you ask me.
So there's that.
The man's taking the bag and fumbling it.
Just saying. Well, he wasn't next in line for the crown, but...
You know what these taste like?
Like what?
I think it might be an illusion of the brain and mind and tongue and mouth and, kind of like a sixth sense of mine.
Mm-hmm.
These taste like with this pink icing on it. You know what it tastes like? Have you had one?
Not yet.
Have you tried one?
No, not yet. I'm going to try one with you.
I feel like that little smirk on your face.
Let's be
You
trying
already knew what I was going to say, what it tastes like.
It tastes like pink.
No, close. Did you
I'm going to taste it. Because I can't
you take a bite.
Taste it, right?
Right, you take a bite.
A big bite or a little
just
bite?
Bite it.
Just a bite. Okay.
A couple nibbles. Tell me what you think. What does that give you?
Reminiscence?
Reminiscence? Evanescence? How does that bring you to life?
It's giving me like an Oreo vibe.
Really? Because what had happened to me was it gave me an animal cookie cracker. You know them pink,
pink frosted. Yep.
It was giving me that vibe.
Mm-hmm.
And I guess it is apparently just in my sick brain. Someone would go on and think that because them crackers ain't chocolate.
No way. You can get the unfrosted small chocolate animal crackers.
Oh, and does Dylan have an accent like mine, or is that what?
We were talking about accents earlier. Dylan does have a southern accent, apparently.
I thought I overheard that. Look, like I was saying, I've been watching a lot of Theo Vaughn lately. He's a comedian, and I didn't realize he's as old as he is. He's like close to your age. I thought he was like
29.
Yeah, I thought he was closer to my age, like 25. No, but I think he's like in his mid 40s or something. And I thought he was like maybe mid 30s, early 30s or whatever. But anyways,
who does his makeup?
I digress. He's got a mullet, is what it is.
That's what it is. It's the mullet. It's the mullet. Every time that a little trick, yeah.
Yeah, and he's a real funny guy. And he's kind of just like all over the place.
Got the young vibe.
Yeah, but he's also got a touch of the tism.
Oh, okay. Okay.
I'm just kidding. No, he makes jokes like that though. And I've just been cracking up watching him lately. So, and he's from Louisiana. He doesn't even. I don't think he even has an accent, but I think sometimes when he's goofing around, he does. I don't know.
There used to be a cooking show on. I don't know if you guys ever saw it. Justin Wilson. I watched him like 25 years ago. He used to have his cooking show on. He was so fun. He was from Louisiana. Did anybody know Justin?
Dark-haired man.
I'm sure it's probably not dark anymore.
Was he a dark?
Mhm.
Was he a big man?
No, you're thinking of Amarillo.
All right.
But no, Justin Wilson, no, he was, I don't know how tall he was, but he was like more of a medium build, but he had a mustache. But he was from Louisiana. And he'd go on there and everything he was making, he's so funny, he'd be saying, whatever he's making, right? He'd be putting in some kind of spice or something. He'd be like, why am I putting this spice in here? Why you ask? Because I likes to, and I likes it, and I likes it, and I likes to. He's so funny. Justin Wilson, I'll never forget him.
So this is a good little segue into what I kind of want to talk about.
Okay.
I want to try. I'm trying. I don't know how to talk normal sometimes after
She's broken herself into some other trance here.
Yes. I want to try crawfish very badly.
Crawdads.
Very, very badly. Look, I don't need you to tell me that they're mud roaches or whatever the hell people try to say.
I've had them. But
have you really had them?
I had them in New Orleans.
Because I heard if your nose ain't sweating and your lips ain't burning, that they ain't seasoned right. Was you flowing like a...
I got them plain.
What?
That's what the waitress said.
What?
I had them in New Orleans. I did. I had them in the New Orleans.
Unseasoned?
For us tourist folk, you know.
They had them available. Oh, hello. So, she kind of barged her way in here, but we got tonight's guest. God damn it, the voice. We finally got a guest on tonight's show since we,
oh my gosh, Megan's back!
Since we, what?
Your voice came back.
You know, we got the new setup, working on improving the podcast and the stream every time we can. So yes, we got tonight's guest is Tatum. Let's welcome Tatum in. You can't see on the TikTok stream, but Tatum.
So we are trying to track down some crawdads.
Hey,
crawfish.
Come here. You want to say hello to the folks?
I think I found a place that
you
has
ever
them
had
frozen.
crawfish?
So
You think she liked crawfish?
It's like lobsteration.
Look, I started.
We'd have to take it out of the shells for her.
I gave her a little bit of a haircut today, but she wouldn't let me finish.
So there you have that. So,
but yeah, she thinks she found somewhere that we can get them frozen.
The only problem is we have to make sure we have room in the freezer for them because I believe it's a large bag. I think it's like a 5-pound bag or something.
If it's, you said earlier when you were looking it up that it was 3 pounds.
Oh, did I say?
And according to Google,
okay, maybe it was 3 pounds then.
I don't know which one of our hairs that was, ladies. According to Google, 3 pounds is the adequate portion per person.
Right, because of all the shell weight.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I think the two of us could split one and do one boil, and it'd be fine. We don't even have to put it in the freezer. We just come home with it and boil it right up.
Boil them babies up. So
maybe we should do that tomorrow.
I thought we were going to save them for our next podcast.
We could do a special episode!
we could. Maybe do it next week. Maybe. We see.
Maybe we should go see if they have them.
Yeah. We'll scout it out.
Does anyone know any recipes or the best way to make them frozen? Because, like, when you think about it, it's like we get fresh lobster where we live all the time, and I've never even had to think about how would you cook a frozen lobster.
Well, the other thing is I have to see if they're already cooked.
Right, because then they'll be like really squishy if you try and boil them again, right?
So then you probably just do like a quick poach on them.
Right, just to heat them up.
Yeah, so I got to see, first of all, if they're raw or if they are, frozen, cooked frozen. Like they do with shrimp. You can buy them raw, frozen, or cooked. So I'll have to find out. Yeah,
I was thinking that myself, and I think it would be best case scenario if they were already cooked.
And then and then just kind of poach them in the water. Yeah.
Because I've heard people say, like, people that don't have immediate that don't have just tanks of lobsters in their
Yeah.
grocery stores. How funny is that? Because I don't think they have them in Florida, did they?
New England lobsters?
Yeah.
They do in tanks. They're very expensive and they're old.
Yeah.
Like, because they feed them pellets and stuff because they have to band their claws so they can't.
Yeah. Do you guys, here's the good old question of the day. Do you guys have lobster tanks in your grocery stores?
New England lobsters, not Florida lobsters.
Yeah. Because
Meaning that they have the big claws.
because it like never even would cross my mind to
This is a
buy
real show.
lobsters frozen because Christine said no. That's funny. Tatum, you want a strawberry? You want your little strawberry? Here you go, darling. Hey, oh wow, okay.
And she says, thank you. She loves strawberries. She loves carrots as one of her favorites.
She's gonna eat it on her bed.
You can have it.
Go ahead.
So yeah, we'll probably want to get some of that Old Bay seasoning.
Sandy said they do.
She's in Pennsylvania. Yeah.
But yeah, so yeah, I was trying to think that too. Like, how would we like best cook them and stuff if they were? I think it's a big strawberry for her. She's breaking it up in pieces.
So actually, I have this on so I can read the comments because I can't see them up there.
Is there something you read that you'd like to talk about?
No. Oh, so yeah. So
okay.
So yeah. So we'll have to find out if they're already cooked or if they're raw.
Yeah, and if anyone has any recipes or whatever for the best ways to season them,
yeah.
I do want to try some with no seasoning, just to try.
I think we should do 2 pots.
Yeah.
One like plain.
Yeah.
And you can do them with like drawn butter. You know,
yeah.
eat them.
Yeah, we would like lobsters.
Exactly.
And then I want to do one that we probably put like potatoes and
like a clam boil.
And like
but you put
corn and stuff in or something. What else is hard boiled eggs. They do that in like crab boils.
They put them in the pot?
Yeah.
Really?
I don't know the
I've
exact
never had
recipe,
one.
but I see people dipping like hard boiled eggs in like the seasoning juices, and I'm like, oh,
I've never seen them put it in the pot. I'm sure some places probably do. I've never seen that done. But some places will put like chorizo in there and cook it and onion.
We're not opposed to flavor, but we are opposed to spice.
Yeah.
We don't like super spicy. The most spicy thing that I enjoy to eat is a salt and vinegar chip.
I do like a little wasabi on my sushi.
I do not. I like Frank's Red Hot, like buffalo. Like the buffalo
Not
sauce.
Too much though.
Yeah. We do like buffalo sauce, like that kind of realm of mild heat. Yeah. But are all the treats for something special for our mouths? Our special mouths.
If you're doing a boil, I would think you would want them cooking with the seasoning for a while to take on the flavor.
Yeah, you're right. Yeah.
But I think those little puppies cook fast.
Yeah.
Because like even lobsters don't take long. And you don't want to overcook them because then they're going to be like terrible.
I think the trick is to make sure, because I've seen a couple people doing them with fresh ones on TikTok, and you want to just have your water good and seasoned and hot, boiling for like a little while to the point you're almost making it like a tea.
And then put them in so the flavor's
seasoned.
Already there.
And then, the flavor's already there, that when you just kind of flash them, that they'll get that flavor. Yeah. And then you can put the potatoes and the corn in first. Yeah.
Because even clams and stuff, I mean, they only take a couple minutes.
Yeah.
You don't want to, because otherwise they're going to turn out like shoe rubber,
Yeah, have you guys ever had crawfish?
I haven't had them in a long time.
I can't imagine how they would be. Christine said so you'd want them not cooked first. I can't imagine how they would have to just like flash freeze them alive. I feel like
they do that with shrimp.
I've never seen a face on a frozen shrimp.
You haven't?
No.
I'm trying to think. I have. I've seen frozen shrimp with the heads on.
I always just see, like the
You see the
little
U.
curl,
Yeah.
and they're either gray or pink.
Yeah. She color codes hers.
I think most people.
Yeah.
I think that's a very universal thing. I don't think that's a me thing.
Yeah. Actually, some shrimp, because they can get shrimp all over, some shrimp are actually, even when they're cooked, they're white. Like all white, like no pink to them.
That probably means that they're not getting a very good diet. Like,
I don't know, you get shrimp from all over the world. And they're
I
all
don't.
different. But
I
some
don't.
are big, some, some only get, like Maine shrimp don't get very big. The shrimp they get.
Personally, I don't get shrimp from all over the world. I don't eat shrimp that often.
No.
But there are shrimp all over the world.
Yeah. Like oysters. Oysters too. Oysters are an interesting thing because those can be in freshwater, brackish water, and salt water.
Can't they be in the mud with the crawfish too?
No, they attach like a barnacle. They don't.
Well, then what are them Louisianians always talking about oysters when they're talking about crawfish?
They do. Yeah, because I remember when I was down there, boy, they used to run some oyster specials. I'm telling you what, they would run it for like 5 cents a piece, and people would be ordering like, I'm not kidding you, like 100 of them, and it would only be like $5 or whatever.
I've never been big on them, but I've been seeing them on like social media more lately, and I've been like, okay, maybe I kind of want to try these
Oysters?
again.
Yeah. Well, I kind of was developing,
a hankering.
No, well,
an allergy.
No, a taste. Like I like oysters a lot, but I tend to like the ones from brackish water because I don't like them. Some places
she likes them a little dirty. She likes them with a little history, with a little bit of a dark past.
No, they tend to be a little more plump, and
They've been through some shit.
No, they tend to be more plump, and they're not as salty. They're not as briny. Actually, you use the word briny when you use oysters. You don't say salty, you use briny. And so the brackish ones, in fact, there was some from a river, the Lynn River in Virginia. Oh, Dylan, if you're in here, do you know where the Lynn River?
You ever been?
They have some amazing oysters from there. Those are some of the best oysters I ever had from the Lynn River. They're big and they're really plump, and they are sweet, amazing. Never got a pearl in one of them though, but the shucker might have.
See, my thought was originally we would have a bit more of like, can we put down just this? Does it not work like that? Oh. Thanks for not saying anything. I was talking to you?
The bulge in the other one.
Okay. Yeah, that's kind of the information I was looking for. Thanks. So that's kind of more, I was thinking we were going to have more of a little like laid back of a stream on the couch,
Alrighty, so does everybody know what today is?
I think Mom's rolling into her next topic. That's a really good segue. But before we do that, we could take this opportunity to thank our sponsor.
That was going to be part of the sponsor. Today is National Fragrance Day.
Wow.
So did you say Fragrance Day?
Yeah, I did.
Alrighty. So did you know that Bonnie Mode has essential oils, organic essential oils?
They do. Have you guys heard of BonnieMode.com?
Have you heard of them? They have amazing stuff.
It's this great small business, woman-owned, mother and daughter, in fact, and they got the smell goods.
We got the smell goods. I'm telling you what. So we have a full set. Can you smell good or what? You smell it? She's smelling.
She opened that box.
It's Fragrance Day. It's Fragrance Day. So we do have
a good thing I cleaned the house yesterday so that
so
the fragrance is right today.
That's right. So we do have a full set with 8 different ones in a collection, but then we also have individuals. I mean, Bonnie Mode does. Right. We've got Yingling. We've got all of the different essential oils. and they are amazing. These are all
I
organic.
see patchouli in
We
there.
do have patchouli. We got patchouli.
Did you know that's America's #1 favorite fragrance?
I did not know that.
Yeah, because it's probably not true.
You making shit up.
It's at least #2 though.
Okay.
All right.
I'll buy that. We have all kinds. We've got, you just check it out, bonniemode.com, and you can use the code YouTube10 if you are viewing this on YouTube.
Now,
as
this is a
discount
code that Bonnie Mode has exclusively given us to give to you
That's
guys.
right.
So
Yes.
if you want to use code
YouTube10.
for 10% off
Correctamundo.
all your fragrance needs.
And on TikTok, you can use TikTok10.
We don't have perfumes, but we got everything else stinky.
We have essential oils. And we have lots and lots of great selections of all kinds of things. But you can use these like a perfume. These are good for that too. Get rid of the stinkies. You know, National Fragrance Day. I think I heard the orders rolling in already. Bonnie Mode's going to be so happy. Woo! Already.
I was
So-
just listening for the rolling.
We wait for the Brinks truck to show up.
Yeah, I guess so.
So did you have another topic? Because I have one more.
Well, let's talk about how I gotta get out of this dang voice.
I think that's a show.
right.
The Voice.
I'm feeling like Hannah Montana, like I'm living the best of both worlds. Like this isn't really me, but on the screen, it is. I'm just little old Hannah.
You could be like Indiana.
Yeah.
You know.
No, it's Montana, Mama.
Oh.
Don't be dumb.
Well, you were from Indiana before.
They don't know that.
Oh, you maybe another Tom. Maybe another Tom.
All right. So it's spring now. So if anyone remembers, why are you looking at me like that?
Because I can.
All right.
I'll look at you like this.
Well, just like, look somewhere, but not right there. You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
Indiana folks sometimes talk like that. See, I was fact checking my stuff.
She be
Can't cancel me. I'm politically correct.
That's right.
All right, what Mama was referring to is I used to have a character that I called Anna from Indiana, and I would talk like this and do some pretty outlandish things.
Good old Anna.
But Anna never once got her camera debut because she was a little ratchet. All right, she's a little too much for public.
But we had a good time
But
with
she
her.
did go out in public many times.
She did. I was there. I was witnessing it and everything.
But so, anyways, if you guys were, you're looking at me again. Oh, you guys were on the stream last week. Don't worry, Tatum's just attacking.
Her
She's
choice.
just being a guard dog. On the stream last week, I think I mentioned it that my cocoons weren't doing great.
Yes.
I got 4 cocoons in like January. I didn't even remember exactly when it was that I got them, but the guy from the company, I didn't even give him my order number. He must have just been able to find it from my name. But he said it was in January that I ordered the cocoons.
Yeah, I knew it was after Christmas because you were waiting for the tree to come down.
What did the tree coming down have to do with it?
Because I think you were thinking of putting them out here. And we had the tree up in the living room
I'm really confused what the correlation would be.
to put them in the enclosure.
Are you guys? We're all here. We're all hearing what she's saying, and that it's making 0 sense. She's telling me that I was waiting for a tree to come down outside.
The
That was
Christmas
down.
tree. It was after Christmas, I
Oh.
said. So for the Christmas tree to come
Yeah,
down.
you gotta give me like 2 more words each sentence because
Okay.
you leave me hanging. I thought you meant the holly bush outside.
No, the
And
Christmas
I'm like,
tree
that
was
came
right
down
there.
in November. And what does that have to do with inside?
The Christmas tree.
Oh.
Yeah.
No, I never planned on having that here.
So back to the January story.
Anyways, yeah, so I ordered these cocoons in January. I made some videos hyping everyone up, getting them all excited. I guess it's only been 2 months.
2.5. It's middle of March.
Oh, I guess it's the end of March.
Yeah.
And I got them, I don't know, I could have sworn, like, the middle of February, I had it marked on my calendar that it was, or maybe I have it marked for 4 weeks on my calendar, and it's been like 8 weeks.
Mm.
Anyways, got some cocoons. They all seemed to be alive when they got here. Then one Luna hatched. I had 2 Lunas, 2 Polyphemus. 1 Luna hatched and it died within 24 hours, and that kind of started the domino effect of the rest of them just not making it. And the other Luna cocoon just kind of shriveled up.
Never happened.
And then my 2 Polyphemuses came out this past week. I think since we've last streamed, only 1 had come out. The second one came out and was in the exact same conditions.
Clone.
And just shriveled up wings, very weird. I don't even know.
You appropriately named one of them Cashew because it really.
Did you not see that the other name was also appropriate?
What did you call him?
Heimlich? Did you not see?
I did. I didn't
video?
catch that name though.
Yeah, his name was Heimlich from the movie.
Right, I
Bug's
did watch
Life.
it from Bug's Life. Right, remember I was laughing about it.
The caterpillar turns into a butterfly, but his wings are
And
Heimlich.
it's like he stayed a caterpillar body wise.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So anyways, yeah. So I had the second one come out. The first one was Cashew. The second one was Heimlich, and they both came out with the exact same conditions. And I'm like, there's no way that this is something that I've done. I've had the humidifier on them. I've been misting them.
And she was babysitting them, checking to see if they were moving.
Yeah, opening them up out of the silk, which is completely safe to do. And that's what some people were commenting, saying that the issues that the moths had were a result of me helping them out. And I'm like, no, I've helped so many of them out,
Yeah.
whatever. And
I mean, you even helped monarchs out.
Yeah.
Which is even more delicate when they were already coming out, but they were trapped a little bit.
I have helped many bugs out of their
situation,
pupa or whatever. Basically, I know what I'm doing, and if what I had done was what resulted in their wings to look like that, their wings would have been damaged. But you could see that their wings were completely intact. They just never got.
They never really made it out if you didn't help them. Though.
Yeah, no,
So.
they would have just not made it in the pupa.
Yeah.
So, anyways, I called the last cocoon hatched on this past Saturday, and so I called later that day because I knew
you get a voice.
It might have been Friday. Yeah, on Friday I knew on the weekend that no one was going to be there and whatever. So I left a voicemail and I was so scattered because I just watched this second moth come out and be suffering and being in the exact same conditions. Yeah. So I called them and left a voicemail and realized it made very little sense.
It made sense to you, but
yeah,
you had to be there, as they say.
No, even when I hung up the phone, I was like, the words that just came out of my mouth, if I heard them back, I would have been like, girl, you good? What's the...
I think you were good because he knew your order and everything, so you made enough sense.
Yeah, that's... yeah. Yeah, he called me today, which was weird. I was expecting if I was going to get a call back from them for it to be on Monday, Monday morning.
Yeah.
But, I mean, I guess I can't act like I'm that high up on the list. But so, yeah.
You should be.
So he called me today. And I was like, I didn't let him. The last time this company, I had an issue with them, I called and they sent me a replacement. They gave me a hard time about it.
I remember.
And so I got him on the phone, and I was like,
But it was
look,
a different guy this time.
yeah, and it was definitely a younger guy. I was like, look, I don't want to be rude or whatever, but last time I spoke to someone from you guys, I said it wasn't you, but I got kind of put, on a runaround. I don't really want to do that. I'm just, are we getting replacement cocoons?
Yeah.
Or not? Like, whatever. We were chuckling. We were good. It was all, but.
She was being firm but direct.
Yeah. Because last time I was not firm enough.
Yeah.
I let them waste too much of my time waiting around to see if I was going to get a replacement cocoon and blah, 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 blah. But so this time, he's like, yeah, basically I'm just going to have you pay shipping. I tried to not. I was like, oh, you didn't make me pay last time. I mean, you don't act like you wouldn't done the same.
I would have done the same thing. Are you kidding me? I would have said, I'll split the shipping with you.
And he's like, well, it's $9 and I'm sending you 4 cocoons. When really all I was asking was replacement on the 3. Because the one did come out.
But it should have lived more than a day.
Yeah, but
I don't even know that it lived 24 hours.
It didn't. No,
Yeah.
I said that. But it is a perfect specimen that I do have to pin now. That it is kind of ethically sourced. I mean, the only unethical thing about it is that it didn't get to live longer.
But it wasn't your fault.
But
I mean,
yeah.
It wasn't like you killed it with that intent.
Right. Yeah. Right. So it is that because it did.
Yeah.
It did die. Natural causes. I did not. Y'all saw the video. But anyways, I'll wrap it up. There's new cocoons on the way. I PayPal'd them the $9 for shipping. And hopefully they should be here. And hopefully in a month or so, we should have some moths. And then in another week or so, I'm going to take those ones that I've had in the fridge all winter.
I know, yeah.
And so I'll have...
Because we want to wait until the trees start getting some leaves.
And that would be crazy if I could get one of each to hatch. All.
Oh, she almost fell off the couch. Fortunately, there was a pillow under
Come
her.
here. I know that scared you. You okay? Yeah. I know that scared you. I saw your face.
You know why? She was trying the silky pillows on the floor next to her bed. Usually, she jumps from her bed to the couch, and she was trying to jump from the silky pillow, and I think that's where she slipped.
I saw her little arms clinging on like she was falling off like a cliff. Like, catch me. Well, I've caught her so many times doing that. But anyways, that's my story. But it would be very cool if I take the cecropias that I have in the fridge out, and then, or by the time I get the other ones, that it all times out that I have at least one Luna, one Polyphemus, and one Cecropia all at once. That would be it.
Maybe you want to have 2 of the Cecropias so that you can make them.
Regardless, it would be cool.
Yeah, it would
if I could get some pictures and videos with 3 different kinds of, with the 3 biggest giant silk moths in North America all at once.
Yeah. That's going to be a timing thing.
We'll have to plan out the photo shoot for that.
Right? So I have another topic, unless somebody was trying to send you butterflies or something. Was someone trying to send butterflies?
What's up, Peter? What'd you say?
I said somebody can send you butterflies, though. They can send you butterflies.
Yeah. I didn't know you were. How did I not know you were from Indiana, Drew? I feel like I knew that, but I
knew it was from the Midwest. I didn't realize it was Indiana.
For some reason, I don't know. All right, you good? You wanna go play with your toy like you came up here to do? Okay, what's your topic?
Okay, so my next topic is. So apparently there was an emergency. What happened?
Relax. Jesus. You can still talk.
There was an emergency meeting last night in Washington that the Department of Treasury called for Congress to meet. So I don't know if anybody's heard about, I'm sure everybody's heard about it, I should say, the banking crisis in California in Silicon Valley.
I have not heard.
3 days ago.
I don't bank with silicone.
You're trying to get some silicone
I'm
though.
working
But,
on it.
yeah. So one of the banks in California in Silicon Valley, what happened was there was a big scare and everybody tried to take out their money at one time.
Why is she hot?
And the bank ran out of money and they closed down.
Hmm.
And so there was a big panic.
Because people still had their money with them, but they didn't have
And
money.
Couldn't get it right.
Mm.
So apparently that started to filter through. Yesterday, the same thing happened to a bank in New York. Everybody started panicking that this could be a banking crisis going across and tried to withdraw all their money out of this bank in New York. And the bank didn't have the money.
It's a good thing I don't have any money.
Me too, right? So the
Woo!
bank in
It's
New
time to
York
be
shut
alive.
down. So this is true. So last night there was an emergency meeting. They called in all the congressmen like on a Zoom, like Johnny on the spot. Like, this meeting's taking place in 20 minutes. This is crisis. We've got to make sure that everybody doesn't go to rush to the banks and try to withdraw their money because we're going to be in a big situation.
Yeah.
Which this bank that happened in California is the third largest banking crisis that's ever happened in the history of the United States.
You heard it, the third.
Yeah, I mean, it's huge.
I gave her a haircut. Why are you panting? I haven't seen you pant like this in a long time. You got less hair. I'm so confused.
Maybe she's still nervous from her slip on the couch.
So.
So they had this emergency meeting, and they're going to try to change banking laws like this. But what my thought on this whole thing is, everybody is in this panic. They're FDIC insured.
Oprah's set to lose $500 million. Drew said, I emptied my bank account too, mostly on groceries and bills.
So,
girl.
But so what it is when you deposit into an FDIC insured bank, whatever you put in any each separate account is insured separately. So you're insured for up to $250,000 if it's an FDIC insured bank for each account, not each person. So you can open up if you have, say, $1 million, put it in 4 accounts if you're that worried, right? I'm just saying. So where my question comes into play is, I was reading about it and listening today, and they said, don't anybody worry, you're all going to get your money back. We're insured. It's like, okay, but these people are worried because they have more than $250,000. Most of the people that were invested in that bank had more than $250,000 in that account. So that's all that they should be entitled to getting back. You went in there, signed your contract, and said, I want to put my money in this account. Well, if you wanted to put more than $250,000 in that account, that's your freaking business. Open up another account, right? They said that if the bank doesn't have enough money in the insurance policy to pay all these people, that the taxpayers are going to have to pay it. Why do the taxpayers have to pay that? They said, well,
are the people that lost the money not themselves also taxpayers?
Right, but what I'm saying is, I own a car, right? And I go out and get an insurance policy for $25,000. I go out and say, and you know how they break it down? Okay, you get $25,000 medical bills, whatever, right? That's what I signed to. That's what I'm paying for. I go out and get in an accident. It only covers me for $25,000 of medical. I have $100,000 of medical bills. My insurance company isn't going to say to everybody else, okay, now everybody else has to pay it, and we're going to go to the taxpayers to pay the other $75,000 because she only bought the $25,000 policy. So why would taxpayers have to pay that back? That's why they have.
Because we're the only ones with anything left.
But that's what the insurance is for. And furthermore,
what the insurance don't have anything left.
But they do. The insurance companies have the money. They're one of the richest people in the United States.
What are you waiting for?
I didn't have any money in these banks. They didn't want my 50 cents. It would have been well covered. But the problem is, why would taxpayers have to cover the difference to Joe Schmo that didn't have the smarts to just open a bunch of accounts so each one would be insured for $250,000? Why wouldn't they do that?
Why is it Joe Schmo's fault? It's not Joe Schmo's fault. Don't blame Joe Schmo.
It is.
Why?
If you buy an insurance policy, you can't expect to get more back than what you got, than you're paying for your insurance for.
Well, when did Joe Schmo say that that's what he wanted?
That's what you say when you open the account.
Hold on, you're not
And
making
it's
any
posted
sense.
on every door, everywhere, on every bank.
So you're saying Joe Schmo put $250,000 in this bank account,
Right?
And no longer has this $250,000.
But he's insured to get the $250,000 back, so that's all fine.
So what is your problem with Joe?
Joe put $500,000 in that account, but it's only insured for $250,000, and he wants his whole $500,000 back.
Oh, Joe, that's a bad hit, Joe.
Joe should have opened 2 separate accounts with $250,000 in each if he was worried about the insurance. It's in black and white. You're signing to it when you open the account.
Yeah, but that I could see where it's like, did you have me agree to this and whatnot so that you could purposely rump my tump and take my stump hump?
What you talking about, Willis?
No, like I would be upset. It's like say I walk up to you on the street in our house because you know me, and I say, hey, if you give me $30, I'm gonna hold on to it for you. But just to make sure I don't lose it, I need you to give me another $30. And then I'll give you that 30 that I secured for you. But then you see how that's a little upsetting?
I don't understand what you're talking about. So
what you're saying is Joe Schmo gave the bank $250,000 million. And he said, I'm going to put the exact same, or no, he gave them $550 million. And he paid $250 to secure $250?
no, it's a bank
He
account.
signed up.
It's
He
just a
just
regular
signed
bank
up.
account.
He just signed up.
And no
for
matter how much
insurance.
you put in there, it's only going to be insured for $250,000. If you put $10 in there, or
Did
if you
he
put,
pay for this insurance?
no, but when you sign the paperwork with the bank has an insurance policy.
Okay.
And that's part of the deal. When you say, I'm going to keep my money here and you're going to give me 2% interest or whatever it is you give me, but then you have use of my money.
But so you see how that can get sticky if we put it in a scenario where I go, hey, you have $30 and you want me to hold it so that you don't lose it. I promise I won't. But I can only guarantee that if something happens, I can give you 10 back.
Right, but you knew that going into it. You said that going into the deal.
So even though I seem like I got a real sexy, trusting face, and I said I would hold your $30, those are the first words out of my mouth, and then I followed it up with some $10 bullshit, you're going to think, why wouldn't I trust this motherfucker?
Right, but I know that that's what the deal is you sign up for.
But so that's what I'm saying. The deal itself sounds like it was made by a con artist.
Every bank in the United States goes under that.
But so you see how it would be upsetting, where you're like, I trust you. You hold my money. You've held my money for so many years. Nothing's happened. Why would something happen? Let me keep putting more money in because I can trust you because things have been so. What the hell did you do with the money? You see it? I'd be a little
somebody
upset.
else took it out because someone took all the money out. See, but where it gets tricky is the bank could, if they wanted, take out another policy with what they call reinsurers. They have insurance companies that insure the insurance companies.
A pyramid scheme. A
There
pyramid scheme.
There are some big companies that are called reinsurers that insure the insurance companies. So there's that. But why should the taxpayers? Because you put more money in there
This is exactly why
than
I
it was
don't
insured
pay
for.
my taxes.
It's like,
This
if
is
you
exactly why.
if you own a house, the bank is going to make sure that you have it insured for at least as much as the note is. Whatever you owe on it, you have to at least have it insured for that. They just want to make sure their ass is covered, right? So you buy a $1 million house, there better be, if you owe $900,000 on it, then you have to have $900,000 worth of insurance on it. If not, then because the bank's trying to secure their position, right?
You say, but it's like you better have $900,000 worth of insurance on it. You say, are you paying for what?
You pay for the insurance, yeah. Like we pay for the.
It just
homeowner.
sounds like a scam to pay and then pay to make sure your pay is paid. I want to go live in the forest
with the butterflies.
Yeah, where there's no taxes. Or
So how do you guys feel about that? If all of a sudden we as taxpayers are supposed to be paying back all these people that
I'm gonna start bartering with quail, eggs, and birds. I'll kill them. You need me to skin them for you? I got you.
I mean, I don't think it's right. Do you guys think it's right?
No, I think we should start bartering with birds.
Because if I underinsure something,
the kids get sick in school anyway. Keep them home. Show them how to raise quail.
And eggs.
Yeah, and stop paying the taxes to the people that put the kids in the buildings. Those places are terrible. I hated them. You knew that. God.
So that is.
Most people say stay in school, kids. I'm not going to tell you what to do.
But yeah, I don't think it's
don't
right.
Stay in school.
So,
for a little bit.
But I mean, Congress has to meet like that because they were afraid it was going to go rampant. And now all of these people that invested into the Silicon Valley Bank, they're saying that they couldn't afford to lose the money. Who can afford to lose millions of dollars anyway?
Start me a Silicon Valley Bank. You know what I'm saying?
Speaking of Silicon Valley Bank, let's talk about Meg's Bank of Silicon.
Yeah, so if anyone knows, I started the Tata Fund. What was that on? That it's been 5 weeks now. Wow, just realized that. I started the Tata Fund on the Valentine's Day stream.
5 weeks ago, guys, and it's not been growing well.
Why did you just look at my chest when you said that?
Just say it.
I cannot do anything to make it grow. Like that.
Just saying.
Asshole.
Boy, how time flies, right?
Yeah, and I got a comment on my main on my backup account on this account on TikTok. I posted my PowerPoint slide presentation video. Someone commented on that video and was like, "Hey, what we gotta get this going.
It would be nice."
And I responded. I was like, "I know. I've been thinking about that. I gotta figure out another video." And they were like, "Yeah, you just gotta maybe make another PowerPoint or something or." So I don't know. I gotta start campaigning again. Vote for me to have Tatas. Cast your votes in my Venmo or Cash App.
Venmo or Cash App. Or you could even do PayPal.
Yep, pretty much. But yeah, still we got 10 people, 490 donations away.
We could get 10 spots closer if you've got 10 people.
I got about 2.
Oh, we could get 2 spots closer.
Speaking of 2. Oh, my foot's dirty. And that was silent. I was going to toot. But then I got nervous because my foot was dirty, and then I altered the atmosphere of which my
And if
my
anybody's
tooth was
wondering,
getting to.
both of our pants are from Bonnie Mode. Can you see how comfortable they are? These pants are from Bonnie Mode.
They are
Just say they are super comfortable.
just a couple small town girls living in a
That's right.
lonely world.
The link is in our profiles.
You can take the midnight train
You can use the discount code
to go to Bonnie Mode.
and get your stuff.
Street lights, ring lights, hanging in our living room.
Waiting on the Tata fund.
I put a pillow that was regularly on the couch on the floor, and now Tatum's laying on it on the floor. And I have a feeling that that is now going to be staying on the floor for a little while because
She looks comfy.
she looks comfy.
The only problem is she'll slide up.
Hi, Rick. I mean, she seems to have figured it out.
Yeah.
She's figured it out because my
Pillows on your
my
bed.
pillows on my bed are like that. It's got kind of like a silky case on it.
Yeah. So we figured out the banking crisis. You guys, if you want to insure it, man.
If you want me to hold
Split it
on to $30 for you,
Oh,
I can guarantee that I will.
it'll be well invested.
Yeah, I can put it into the bank at T's. Charity bank.
That's right. And you know,
I'm trying to censor my word, but also maybe turn it into a new word so that we can start a bank. Charity bank. You know how there's like all these, there's weird names of banks.
Yeah.
However you think charity is written, that isn't Titty, then that's the bank. Sure. So
and it would be well covered. It would fall under your insurance.
but above my belly button.
Yes. And it better stay there. Yeah.
I don't know what's going on. So anyways, that was your second topic, was the banking crisis?
Yeah. I mean, it's just crazy. I can't believe that, like, Congress, they're so afraid that it was going to be a huge banking crisis across the United States that they had to call in every congressman last night. You know, I mean, they didn't even do that during the vid. That shows where they are. They're more worried about the money than anything else.
You know, I don't know much about congressmen, but I know there's not many men that I like.
Toot toot. Toot sweet. She's having way too much fun.
On that note,
Nice one, Meg. How is the audio on that?
oh no, I've been exposed.
Were we saying today was National Fragrance Day? Did somebody say National Fragrance Day? I usually think of fragrance like a little different fragrance. That's definitely up there with the aromas.
Drew said I have earbuds in. It was like it was on a leather couch.
I told you not to wear your thong.
You know what? I don't have a thong on, Mama, because I'm a champion. I got my champion ruse on.
She's got on her granny pants.
They are not granny pants by any means. These are very hip.
Stirs.
These are very cool with the kids.
Okay.
Ain't a single granny. These make my butt look very nice, I'll have you know, very much.
Thank you very much. Put them panties back in your trousers.
They are my lady boxers, and I will not be treated like they are something I should not be proud of. I have a healthy digestive system that is running efficiently, and I will not be ashamed of it. Can you say the same? Let's hear it.
I don't have anything to squeak.
This was your moment. I
It
was
my
trying
moment to
to
shine.
set up a new career path for you, and you fumbled the bag. You know, people on the internet love gas.
With a capital G.
Yeah. Most people would have probably gone for a capital ASS, but sure. Better check for skid marks. What do I look like?
I wasn't feeling that
Do
vibe.
I look like I would host a shardy party?
Does this look like it was an oops?
Look, it happens one time in 2nd grade, and Becky Rogers smells you and says that your shampoo smells good, your hair smells good, and you know it's a lie. But you get on the bus.
And she's now a lawyer.
You ride all the way home like this. And you don't let anyone sit with you. And you get home and your grandma's there. And you have to bring your mom secretly into your room because you and your grandma aren't tight enough for her to see your shardy pants. And you bring your mom in your room and you tell her what happened. And you don't know why it happened. But there's poop in your pants. And all you can think about is how Becky Rogers told you your hair smelled good, and you know for a fact that there was a turd in your pants, and she was a liar, and you've never confronted her about it to this day. But Becky, if you're listening, I gotta know, did my shampoo really smell like that? Was it really that good?
Well, Becky's now a lawyer. And she's taken an oath. So maybe she can no longer lie to you.
Oh my god. Oh, Jesus. Yeah. I pooped myself in the 2nd grade, okay? The secret's out. And I think Becky already knew.
She was covering your ass.
Do you remember that day? I remember it very vividly. I was like, yeah, no, bus monitor. I'm sitting. I'm just a tall girl.
I've always been tall.
I
I've
just
been
got
the tallest one in my class.
really long legs. And that.
So has anybody tried the new Pepsi? Peeps? Has anybody tried the new Pepsi, Peeps?
I think I made you throw away the underwear. You don't remember?
I think you did. I think you threw it away.
No. I don't think I could have let them go.
You were kind of attached to
Yeah.
them.
They were kind of attached to me.
Kind of conjoined.
Oh my god. No, I remember walking in the door, like, as limited movement as possible, getting up those stairs and being like, Grandma's here? Oh, Grandma's here? Oh,
Why?
I was planning on just walking freely through my house without my pantaloons to freshen up. Is Grandma here?
Who invited her anyway?
She never came over again after
Did she tell you she liked your shampoo?
that. I was devastated. I had to throw away the SpongeBob underwear that I had.
Is that what they were?
They were, yeah. I remember vividly.
Well, you know your birthday's coming up.
I remember going to the mall for like a movie, and it was late night, and we went with because there was something that the boys and Dad wanted to see. And while we were waiting for the movie, or maybe it was after the movie, or some, I don't think it could have been after the movie. I think when we were waiting for the movie, we walked by a Claire's, and I saw in the window this package of SpongeBob underwear, and I said, I have to have them. And you were like, absolutely, let's go get them. And then, yeah. And then
It was at the
a few
IMAX.
weeks later, I shit in my pants.
Frickin' SpongeBob. Somewhere under the sea or something like that. I don't know. Krabby Patty. Yeah, I remember.
I
yeah.
can't hear you. Aye, Captain.
Yeah, we were going up to the IMAX. And in fact, we were watching that. That I remember which one it was at the IMAX. It was the one that was the. I'm not sure if it was the Titanic or another sunken ship, and it was one of the first IMAX movies that came out.
It might have been the Titanic.
Was it? It might have been.
It might have
I
been.
remember it was, and it was so crazy. It was the first one of the first IMAX that was like really like crazy animated, whatever. That's the movie that we were seeing that night.
Yeah, I remember. There's very weird things that I can tell you memories of as a child, but boy, do I remember not only purchasing those underwear, but then being devastated at my own downfall.
Your
And the
output.
other things that were
That fell.
gravity was rocketing out of arms.
Well, it could have been worse. You could have
Could
done
it
it. You
Could
could
it have
you could have
really?
done it in the IMAX there and had to sit through the show with that and the ride all the way home.
Yes.
Because
But I
by the
would've
time
had-
we got out of the theater, those stores were all closed, so we couldn't have went and got you more panties.
But it was a multi-pack, is what I'm saying.
Oh,
So, like, if it were in that scenario, I would have had multiple chances at freshening
unlike
up.
school, you didn't usually carry around an extra pair of panties.
You know, I probably should have started after that incident.
Mm.
I probably should have. And interesting enough, didn't I tell you, whenever we get a car, I want to keep an emergency pair of underwear in
You
the
did.
trunk.
You just said that.
I just said that just the other day,
I know.
in case I get swamp ass.
Yeah, but she just said that.
Yeah.
Wow. Wow. It's
Everything's connected.
yeah.
True.
It's all coming back.
very spiritual.
Yeah.
In and out.
You know, I wonder if I'll have to do some research. I mean, I don't know everything about all our crystals, but there might be one that like
I'm not putting them up my butt. I don't care how cleansing it is.
that could help you with that kind of control. You know? No, probably not. No.
I got a lot of crystals
That-
already.
Yeah. You might need like a spear for that. Just saying.
No, I don't think that. I think the point is that's not what I need.
Maybe we could get like the big bundle.
Where are you going with this?
Well, you've been good about not pooping your pants since then.
Right.
So that's good.
I don't think it's happened since then.
Yeah.
Is what I'm.
Yeah. So
Right. So I don't think I'm going to shove a crystal up my butt today. Again.
no, not for an issue that happened back then. And it was a one-time thing. You know, we all have one-time things, guys. Just saying.
It's just everybody makes mistakes. You know how I told you
That
No, I
wasn't
was-
a mistake.
I
It
was
was just an
feeling-
oops.
how I was feeling like Hannah Montana earlier? Everybody makes mistakes. Everybody has those days. Everybody knows what I'm talking about. Everybody gets that way.
Yeah. I mean, there are people that on a more regular basis think that it's just going to be a fart and it's, and it's like glorified, shall we say.
Drew said, I've done it in my 20s, so second grade isn't bad. Yeah, you know, it It wasn't in high. If it was in high school,
This
that would've
story
been
would
bad.
be much different. This would be much different.
Because there's a fine line between like middle school, like you can kind of get away with like shitting your pants.
Second
it's
grade
like-
for sure.
And it's like, hey, just another day, another kid shitting their pants. And there's also kind of a leniency when you're in your 20s, where it's like, haha,
Oops.
you're a baby adult. You've only been an adult. You're only a 6-year-old adult. It's me. I'm only I guess technically
You're
I'm
an
an
8-year-old
8-year-old adult.
Yeah.
Equivalent to a second grader in the real world. So it's like, haha, you done dookied. Haha. Similar situation, but there's this middle ground where in high school, you are a young adult that is an adult that is young. And so you're trying to be someone that wouldn't walk around with dookie in their pants.
That's really profound.
Yeah. And so, personally, I never witnessed anyone dookie in their pants in high school. But if it was me, no one would have let me live that down. I feel like maybe I'd have more friends.
You would have been like Poopy Meg or something.
Yeah, I feel like maybe I would have had some like more friends that would still kind of like
Have you
check
back?
in and be like, "Hey,
How's it going?
is your butthole still leaking? Is it, But when it
You
happens
got
in second
someone that can
grade,
go- yeah.
no one calls.
They don't-
I haven't.
It's really
I haven't
sad.
heard from Becky in a long time. Yeah,
It's really sad.
yeah. But if I was Poopy
It's
Meg,
like she doesn't care.
if I was Poopy Meg from high school, then like people might see
They'd
me out
remember.
and be like, "Hey, that's Poopy Meg," and I'd be like, "Wow!"
Yeah.
She gets it.
Let's see. She would respond like that.
Yeah. You're panting again.
Yeah.
So I hope everyone's having a really good fragrance day
That's right. National Fragrance Day. Let's talk about our buttholes.
and our shampoo.
That's right. How's your shampoo smell?
I was so flabbergasted. I'm sitting there waiting for the bell to ring to get on the bus, pants loaded up. And she really like turn that way. So I'm like, and yeah, like that, right? I'm on my knees, like trying to balance, and she really comes up and she goes,
And she had long hair then.
but my hair was up because I was stressed. And so she literally, like, to my back, like, nose to back. Oh, your shampoo smells really good. And, like, didn't even skip a beat, didn't hesitate. I'm like, give this girl the Oscar she deserves. Because there's no way
She ain't
the
smelling that
suave-
shit like coming up.
the suave, barely scented shampoo that I'm using to begin with isn't what she's smelling right now. Maybe
Nope.
she was really a good friend and was trying to cover. And so, like, if anyone else around was,
She
like,
had
in
your back.
earshot, was like, oh, Becky just said that Megan's hair smells good. So that shitty smell that the
Can't be
whole
her.
classroom that we're all smelling right now,
That can't
because
be
we're
her.
definitely all smelling it right now.
It's not her.
It couldn't be her because Becky just said that her hair smells good.
I think she just had your back.
Yeah.
I think so. So I wonder who got blamed for the shit.
I watched this one boy, Terrence, cause 2 traumatic events over the course of middle school for me that honestly, I don't know that he has any more friends because of it. One time we were making like paper Stanleys and all of a sudden homeboy just cut his finger and was bleeding. It was traumatic. We were
Keep
like
his
cutting
blood to himself.
and like all of a sudden he like stuck it through the paper by accident and there was like blood drops trailing out of the classroom and down the hallway to the nurse's office because for some reason Terrence didn't have a good first aid etiquette and was
To
just
cup it.
leaking everywhere. And then another time he ate a chewy granola bar, but he only ate like half of it because he said he had a tummy ache. And then he threw up all over the class, and it was a strawberry bar, so there was like pink and red in his throat. I thought Terrence was gonna lose so much blood that he was gonna die that year.
Oh my god. I wonder whatever happened to Terrence.
I don't know. He had a brother that looked an awful lot like him.
Oh. Do you think he throws up in glass too?
I don't know. I'm just saying some people have family genes like that, and I get confused.
Yeah. I think that like the gene with the pooping thing in the pants, that came from the other side of the family.
But there's no one that looks like me. You ever think that sometimes about other families? Like, how come your genes make you all look like you were copy and pasted? I think
Right.
you might work for the government and you just have a copier, a 3D printer in your back room.
Some families do. They just look like clones.
Because I don't look. You could line up every single member, even of our distant family, even the like your siblings, each of their kids, none of them even look like them.
Right.
Like I don't like you. If you saw us in the store, we could be friends. We could be like I don't know. We could be a lot of random pairings that two ladies would be, but. Like, we don't necessarily look like mother and daughter. Like, maybe if you look really hard. But, like, at first glance, like, I have blue eyes, she has brown eyes. You probably wouldn't automatically assume it. And, like, same with my dad. If I was out with my dad, you wouldn't be like, oh, yeah, that's obviously her daughter. And when I'm out with my brothers, people don't automatically assume that they're my brothers. Because we don't look enough alike. But there's some brothers, like Terrence and his, that they look exactly. How come that happens?
I don't know, but sometimes people have siblings that you don't want to look like.
Like the Kardashians. Chloe. Poor girl.
I mean, it happens.
Drew said all my siblings look alike and there are 15 years between me and my brother.
What about Dad's genes?
Like none of you and none of your siblings, if you lined them all up, none of you, I wouldn't say a single one of you looked like you were siblings.
Yeah.
And then
we're not clones.
All of your kids, and if you lined up all the cousins, not a single one, we all look like from different planets.
We do. Yeah. No, it's true.
I don't have a single cousin or whatever that looks even remotely like me.
No.
Isn't that weird?
We're just a hodgepodge.
So that's why I always get mind blown when I see people that it's like copy and paste. I'm like, whoa!
Right? How'd you get such like strong genes that
How'd you do that?
happened? It must be that whole in vitro thing. Just saying. They're all looking alike.
Terrence's family did have a little bit of money.
Yeah, they might have been in vitroed.
I don't think that that's all it takes. I think it could take other things. And there's people that aren't vitroing that.
They're just not vitroed.
Yeah.
I don't know. I don't know what to say. All I know is I was there. And you're what they gave me to bring home. Just saying. Some of us will just take what we can get,
I mean, I turned out looking good. I look like I'm the hottest cousin, but
I know if we could just get a few more $30 donations, then you'd really have it all like capped off.
Sorry if you're listening, Carrie. But I think it's a fair argument if we lined up all the cousins. I might be the hottest one. I think if any of my Nate, I'm sorry if you're listening.
Just saying.
It's just if we're being real.
She's thinking she's
If
got
we're
the
being
market
honest.
corner, dear.
Hey, none of you heard anything about me shit my pants, okay? None of that. That kind of sometimes will
That was
take
just
down
between us.
the hotness score.
That was just between us. That was like a private conversation.
That has nothing to do with my attractive levels, okay? That was 2nd grade. If you hold my poop pants against me,
I don't think they're going to be that judgmental.
yeah. So,
Don't judge.
Drew said we actually heard you doing it. Yeah, and if you were here when I actually farted on camera,
You know there was no residue?
you didn't hear it. And it has nothing to do with my attractiveness levels.
We do have a dog in the room.
Where is she actually? She's being too quiet.
She's probably on her other bed.
Have you guys farted today or what?
It's Fragrance Day!
Don't point your fingers, pull them. I feel like I should make merch.
You know, when you're pointing, where's your thumb pointing? When you're pointing at someone.
What's that saying that they say? It ain't Christian to judge a stranger. Yeah, it ain't Christian to point your finger, so you should pull it and release the anger.
Oh.
It ain't Christian.
I think
to
she's a
judge
rapper.
A stranger. So instead of pointing that
she heard you.
finger, yeah, we'll work on the lyrics.
We'll get it down by next week.
Oh, look at this dog.
She's sexy.
This is a cute dog.
You be sexy, baby. I think she likes that satin pillow. She
You.
thinks she's in bed.
You look like a little speckled pup.
That's right.
You looking cuter than a speckled pup.
Yeah, cuter than a speckled pup, baby.
You ain't got a single speckle. Now that I think about it.
No. Oh, she's
pole dancing.
Haha.
Anyways, I'd still take you to Dave and Buster's. It's loud enough there.
We want to go there. We want to go there and do the dance revolution.
Should we do that tomorrow? What are we doing tomorrow? Shut your butthole, ma'am.
I don't
Quiet
think that
on
was.
set.
I don't think that was her butthole was making them noises.
You're right.
Just saying.
Hey, your butthole is gonna get shut if you don't watch your face hole.
Watch out for the face hole.
And I'm not gonna tell you how good your shampoo smells.
Neither. Oh. She said, "Mama will."
Have some respect. You're not being very ladylike when you're humping mom's leg like that. My God.
The pole dance practice and all.
What do you got planned for tomorrow, Mama?
I'm just thinking about planning. I'm thinking all these people going to be placing orders, so I'm going to probably be having to spend some time packing boxes. Don't forget that code. You can use YouTube 10. You know what I'm saying. Get your discount on
So
your
I'm
order.
not going to have a dance, buddy, is what you're saying?
Well, it depends on how many orders we get in.
I wish you would just tell me what you've got planned for tomorrow instead of being all cryptic on the internet.
I just don't be knowing.
So I think we're going to plan a little dance revolution trip. What else was there out there? Oh, the crawfish.
That's the other way.
Yeah. We could do one or the other. You pick.
I'll toss a coin.
Those are the only options that you're getting for tomorrow. We're either going and getting some crawfish, or we're going to do some dance revolution. What do you guys think we should do?
I'm bringing a change of underwear. Just saying. I just shampooed my hair.
Well, hot dog!
I'm ready. In fact, that's the same place where the DDR is where the SpongeBob SquarePants underwear came from.
I'm gonna have to hit up Claire's in
I'm
celebration.
not fibbing either.
We might have to get us some new sponge. You think they still got them? You think they
I'm
still
gonna
sell
get
the same style?
Maybe on the clearance rack.
Wow.
If they do, you're gonna be seeing the video coming up on that.
Wow.
We could do the DDR with the sponge bands on our heads, like crowns, like tiaras.
Walmart has some what? Crawfish? Not our Walmart.
SpongeBob pants, SquarePants
Oh,
undies.
SpongeBob SquarePants underwear. You know, they might. Ours might.
Ours doesn't have nothing. We don't have nothing. We have to leave the area to find anything.
Yeah, we was gonna go to this place called Market Basket
It's a big old market, you know, and
to get some crawfish.
in our basket.
Yeah.
Excuse me for 1 minute.
I'm just afraid.
I'm not going to fart or nothing. I'm going to blow my nose.
I'm just afraid Walmart might not have the exact same SpongeBob underwear.
That would be a shame.
And you know, if we're making investments, right? I just want to be sure. You know. But I'll check. Tatum's like praying, waiting for your tissue so she can shred it.
I know, but
No, we don't like to give you those.
just trying to be ladylike. I didn't want to blow my nose on mine.
All right, cool cats and kittens. I think we've done enough shit talking for
I think it's
one
going
night.
to be a wrap.
What is with the staring at me thing?
I wasn't scaring at you. If you weren't looking at me, you wouldn't know I was looking at you, looking at me, looking at you.
I was looking at myself, and also what was looking at me was you. You know what I'm gonna go watch?
What?
What show are you watching right now? You watching any shows right
I'm
now?
watching you right now.
I know! That's what I'm talking about! I'm watching Dickinson. It's on Apple TV. It's about the 1850s with Emily Dickinson.
Oh. Is it
But
good?
it's not really her. It's a different girl, but she's
Playing
pretending
her.
to be Emily.
Oh, the old pretenders.
Yeah, she's pretty good at pretending
You
it,
think
though.
she's going to poop her pants?
She was a little gay at first. I don't know if that was factual
Oh.
or not, but she's a little gay.
Oh.
Yeah, I was surprised. Yeah, it was for her best friend, and then her best friend ends up marrying her brother.
Oh.
Yeah. Does anyone know if that's factual? Let me know.
They just making this shit up for the show.
Theo Vaughn's What Happened Last Weekend podcast. Wait, what about it? I've been listening to that too much lately, so that's why my sense of humor has been a little shitty tonight. Just talking about pooping. She was a little fruity fine. Well, but then she got over the brother's wife, her bestie, and she met a man, and then he died of tuberculosis. Because that's what.
That was common back then.
Yeah, he went out to watch the lunar eclipse with her, and it was cold outside, and then he died. Because
Right
it was
there?
cold outside.
Right there.
No, she brought him inside, and then he died.
She's like, she didn't get it. It's really community.
Well, that's what her mother said. Don't you go bringing death in my house. And she did. It's crazy.
That
Couldn't
was-
pay me enough money.
No.
Bring a dying man in your home.
That was her husband and everything.
No.
Just some
They had
random
just
guy?
met.
Oh.
They had been canoodling a little bit, but they had no noodles had canned, you know what I'm saying?
Oh.
They were just kind of liking each other a little bit. And so he brought her a piece of smoked glass so that they could watch the lunar or the solar eclipse. It was
Oh,
a
yeah,
solar,
yeah.
maybe a lunar. I don't know. There was both planets. And so that they didn't go blind. But you won't really go blind from that.
No.
That was an old myth. They were looking through these pieces of glass, but they could have moved it. But it was romantic like because he brought it for her.
Oh.
And so then there was another guy and a girl, and the girl was like, "Why didn't you bring me smoked glass?"
And he
Because
said,
they didn't have sunglasses.
no. And he probably said, why would I bring some for you? I won't be doing that.
He didn't bring some for himself neither.
Oh, just for her. Just the one piece?
You're getting it confused.
I'm very confused.
I said there was another couple.
Oh.
So Emily and the man brought glass for Emily and him.
Yeah.
They each had a glass. And so there's another couple, and a girl to her man was like, "Where's my smoked glass?"
What's the chances, though? You know, they make some of this shit up to like sensationalize some of these shows, you know, because what's the chances that you're going out there for some solar eclipse in the middle of freaking night in the 1800s that you're going to run into some other couple that just happens to be there doing the same shit? What's the chance?
The chances were pretty good because that's all they had to do for entertainment in that time. There wasn't many things going on. So actually in the show, everyone in the town, they all knew
They all
because
gathered
they were
together.
afraid that they would go blind, so they knew about it. It was the solar eclipse. It was in the middle of the day.
Oh,
It was at 12 o'clock when the moon goes
and
over
everybody's
the sun.
out and about.
And so they were already awake and already knew about it. And so everyone knew to duck for cover or cover your eyes. Do not
Cover
look.
your ducks.
Don't look directly at the sun because you will go blind. So whether or not you were planning on being a watcher, you were going to see it. It was in the sky. And other than that, there wasn't much shit that people were doing.
Okay.
Other than getting tuberculosis. You know what I'm saying? I guess you weren't there. You wouldn't know.
I was not there, though.
I've been there. I've been watching the show.
Yeah. Well, because back then, it's not really. Did he look real sick?
He was coughing blood.
And she was still loving up on him?
No. I told you no noodles were canned.
Okay, because I was going to say, you know, tuberculosis is like kind of a
It was never
thing.
confirmed. It was never confirmed, but there was another girl in the town that said, "Hey, what happened to that guy you were messing with? I heard he died of tuberculosis." And so I'm running with the rumor.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
All right, now you heard it here first.
It could have been the common rhinovirus.
The one you wear them condoms for?
No, because remember how I told you earlier there was bloody boogers in my nose? I don't think it's tuberculosis.
No,
But it was ironic timing after watching that show.
Ooh, maybe you caught it from the show.
Yeah. But she didn't because she had homosexual powers. That's how she stayed healthy. She's a lesbian. That's what she said.
Oh.
Syphilis and tuberculosis. People were, they did mention syphilis in that show. They did. That's real interesting. Like,
that was a big thing back then too, because they weren't, knowing to do all that penicillin and stuff, and they was getting really pretty sick.
And so their penises were getting syphilis. Yeah.
Yeah.
So it's an ironic play on words there, isn't it? Penis.
Kind of silly talking about it. Just saying.
Well, I gotta get back to my Dickinson.
Oh.
So
have a gay old time.
Yeah, I like to be well versed on my lesbian history. So.
And she's sharing the information.
And my syphilis. Not that I have it, but I like to be well knowledged on it.
Yeah.
Burning and coughing all day. Oh God. Their lungs and their cooters just on fire.
Oh.
And their throats.
Ooh.
I hope y'all learned something today.
Did you guys take notes? If not, it's your lucky day, because guess what? After this stream, we're going to upload it so you can watch it again. And you might have missed.
They might have had syphilis and tuberculosis, but you know what they didn't have? Banking crises.
Or SpongeBob SquarePants underwear.
But I bet there was poop in their pants.
I bet, because they didn't be doing showering as often as we do.
That's a tale as told as time. Tuck it between your tail.
That's right. Ooh.
And on that note,
that's right. We're going to tuck our tails and we're going to be heading on out.
Drew said I didn't take notes, so I may need a tutor.
We will be posting this up, baby. You can
tutor? Like I'd fart.
I know.
Yeah.
I got it.
Yeah.
I got it. Thank you guys so much. And you know what they say. See you
See you
next
next
Tuesday.
Or as some others might say, see you next tuberculosis.
Yeah.
Good night. Relax. My